Shalom. Giving our praises, glory, and honors unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Peace be to the 144,000, the rest of the home for elect. This is the brother to Zion from GMS Atlanta. Back with another edition of GMS News and Prophecy. And got this article here from iHeart.com. And it reads, America's biggest convenience store chain closing hundreds of locations. And I'll jump right into it. It says it's been a rough year for retailers, with thousands of stores shutting down across the country. The biggest closures have come from Family Dollar, Rue 21, 99-cent only stores, and CVS. But now 7-Eleven, the country's biggest convenience store, is taking fifth place since they plan to shutter 272 locations in the coming months. In addition, 7-Eleven plans to sell dozens of Speedway gas stations, another chain they own, which has locations in 22 states. All right, so what we've been seeing over the last few years, I'll say the last decade, there's a number of different stores, grocery store chains, car dealerships, electronic stores, different businesses has been shutting down around the country for a long time, and especially in the more rural areas. Of course, also in major cities, New York, LA, here in Atlanta. But for a lot of the people that live around the metropolitan area of these different major cities or live in the rural areas, you see a lot of these even smaller store chains shut down, which would be convenient for them to travel to the shop. Now they have to travel miles out to get to a store. And I believe it's by design, but it's also prophecy. Okay? Now, of course, they want to. Now, I say by design because you have to understand that the elites that run this world behind the scenes, forget the president, forget the public government, the elites behind the scene, the wicked elites, the wicked rulers behind the scenes, all right, of the Edomites, of Esau, which is a nation of people found in the scriptures, so-called white people, and their power structure. They want to funnel everything, all businesses, into pretty much a central big box store like Walmart or membership stores like Costco. So you see a lot of these different businesses that may have been in malls, like a lot of malls are being closed down and shut down around the country as well, to pretty much starve the people out, so to speak. Okay? And the scripture says that we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. But as far as what has to happen according to prophecy is the American economy, no matter who's in presidential office, right, who's on the ballot, it doesn't matter. America has to fail in its economy. So we're seeing a lot of businesses that is manifesting that to be true. Okay? I'm going to continue reading. It says, like many companies, the reason is probably financial. But unlike most chains that close locations, 7-Eleven is definitely not struggling. So why? Because it's by design. They have to, the elites of Esau, the Illuminati, the ones that And now you have to understand, okay? It's not a secret anymore, all right? It's by design. They have an agenda, and that's to shut this place, America, down. It says, in fact, according to CBS News, they plan to open 270 stores in the U.S. as well. That means they won't see too much of a drop in how many stores they have in America, which per has data currently stands at 9,207. With that many stores, closing locations is something that 7-Eleven does actually pretty regularly. Last year, they shuttered 184 in America. So why are they doing it? Because there's an agenda to put certain stores in certain areas away from rural areas to funnel you into these major cities, and then they lock these cities down. As for the ones which are on the chopping block this year, that has not yet been revealed. However, the states that will probably most be affected are likely the ones with the most 7-Elevens, right? The ones with the most. So now you're going to have less in certain regions. That would be California, which boasts 1896, Texas with 1368, Florida with just over 1,000, then Virginia, New York, Maryland, Colorado, New Jersey, Illinois, and Pennsylvania. Right, major metropolitan areas around the country. Okay. Shut this store down, move it over here, centralize it here, move it away from these regions. Okay? So let me get a scripture. All right. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. And this is our prophecy. Ecclesiastes 12:3, I get straight to the point. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. And this is speaking about the economic shutdown of America, aka Babylon the Great, aka spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom, spiritual Assyria, spiritual Nineveh. This country that is a spiritual amalgamation of all the past empires that were wicked, that rose up in the earth. This country, America, along with the EU and NATO, which represents the fourth beast spoken about in the book of Daniel and Revelation, this system has to be shut down. And they're going to do it through financial means, economic means. All right, and eventually riots and protests are going to take place for various reasons. But what we're seeing on the ground here is we're going to work every day, maybe going to school. And here it is, you try to go shopping and you notice, oh, your local grocery store is shut down. There's not another one for the next 5 to 8 miles, 10 miles away. Okay? And that's a lot of talk in these local communities. But why is that happening? Because of prophecy. It says, the grinders shall cease because they are few. They're speaking about the work. That's why you have a big deal about the unemployment rate in the news. Homelessness is on the rise in America. You know, they can't just shift all these different workers that were at 2 or 3 locations in this city and stuff them all at one store 10 miles away. So now you got people out of work. Now you have people unemployed. There's less money in the household. You know, bad situations happen. I'm just speaking of reality. Yeah, we're going to shut down 200 stores, but we're going to open 200 more. Meanwhile, you have the people that work in the store don't know where the next paycheck is coming from, you know, or how long it's going to take for unemployment to, you know, get everything processed. So what we're seeing is the economic shutdown of America. Verse 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets. That's these businesses, all right? And really, no matter what business it is, these stores are going to shut down, okay? These businesses are going to shut down. It says, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. Yeah, that's your cuckoo. I'm sorry, your rooster alarm clock. And I get up in the morning to go to work. One of the neighbors has an actual, rooster. Okay? So here it is, you're supposed to be getting up at your alarm clock to go to work. She ain't got no job. Okay? And all the daughters of music shall be brought low. And this is the state of this American society. The music is horrible. You got twerkathons for Kamala Harris at the damn rally that she had, because she's going to face Trump going into the campaign and election. So music is horrible. All right? Businesses are shutting down. So this is going to put, people are already living paycheck to paycheck. Okay? So things are not the same down here for old Joe Blow and Jane Doe. Joe sits back and us 9-to-5ers. So it says also in verse 5, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way. Yeah, you hear things on the news. Apostle Ramla did a video about Babylon is getting dangerous. More homicides. I'm talking about locally, in your town, in your city. But it's across the country. Fears. Okay? Being afraid of things. Of how society's moving, progressing. It says, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail. Yeah, the desire. If you're not trying to be like a social media influencer, then you ain't really got no desire for anything in this world, man. Well, I'm an entrepreneur or, whatever. But the real desire to be at peace and be able to just live your life, that's failing. It says, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. And eventually, the people are going to hit the streets and start rioting and protesting, just like you see in these different countries around the world. So I just want to, use this article as a talking point with these different businesses, because I've been noticing that across the country for a number of years. Every couple of months, or weeks, an article like this comes out of certain major stores shutting down, different locations. It has an effect, man. But it's prophecy. All right, but with that,